What is going on, family? I am very stoked to get into another reaction from REN today. Today, we are going to be getting into Dominoes, the lyric video, and this one is coming to us from at the request of our good friend Audiva. So shout out to her. She is a great friend of the Foxtrot family, and we are going to get into Dominoes. So let's just head and jump into it.
Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. So bleed me of all my self-belief. My smile shows all my insecurity. In a kingdom of photoshopped kings and queens will never feel happy with ourselves, but insecurity sells. Dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling.
Oh my good God, baby. Oh man, I think I said it in a couple REN reactions ago where I'm like, I didn't know how much of like the reggae side of REN I needed in my life, but man, does he is like fire with the reggae sound. I really love this the little simple little guitar beat that it's going throughout this song. It's so perfect, you know what I mean? Again, I love simple things that carry so much volume, and I feel like REN's a great master of that, where it's just a simple little thing where he just builds a whole song off it, and you feel everything through it. I love the lyric content. REN never really lets me down when it comes to lyrical content, so we could just sit here and praise him all day for what he does with lyrical content and the way that he tells stories. But yeah, this again, just a simple song that just is very incredibly moving. He always knows the right ways to just kind of kick up the energy in the right spots to make you feel something in different moments throughout the song. And it's kind of remarkable how he has a way to be able to do that every single time, no matter what kind of style he's doing and what kind of music he's making. It always has that same effect.
Falling. Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling.
I meant to say something earlier about that King and Queens line, because I really liked that one earlier too, when he was talking about how everybody's we're living in a world of Photoshop King and Queens, and everybody falls down like dominoes, where I feel like we're in the day and age of what's going on when it comes to trying to artists trying to move their music, and just really anybody trying to sell anything via social media and things like that, where everybody's playing a lot of the same game, where it's they're everybody's copying each other and stealing ideas and just doing the same things over and over again. And I feel like one of the things that we're losing in music is the originality factor. And I feel like one of the things that I gravitate towards when it comes to anything, when it comes to music, especially within the artistry, is I'm always drawn to the people who are doing things just their way. You know what I mean? Where they say that the good ones do and the great ones steal. You know what I mean? I feel like there's something to be said for pulling inspiration, but there's also something to be said about authenticity. And I feel like a lot of the bands and the artists that we uplift and support on this channel, I think represent that a lot, especially REN, right? So he is kind of one of the forefathers of dying on that hill. You know what I mean? Where no matter what anybody ever told him, he was always going to do it his way, and he was always going to tell his story and tell his perspective. So I feel like that is one of the things I love the most about REN, is the fact that I feel like he is so genuinely authentic. You know what I mean? Every issue that he has is about the fact that we're living in such a world that is so manufactured and plastic. You know what I mean? And so that's what I was really taking away from a lot of the lyrics of this particular song, was the fact that we've lost so much authenticity trying to make ourselves perfect in a way. You know what I mean? We Photoshop ourselves up to look that much better, that much cleaner, but we're losing like that realness factor. We're losing the rawness factor. And so like anybody that's really like giving like their real selves that way is like the things that I'm like the most gravitated towards.
I hide my head under the sheets, 'cause how can I face a world that ridicules the weak? Where beauty is sold on the shelves, forbid that we find it in ourselves. And now I'm broke, it don't come cheap. Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Oh, you build this like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. You build us up just to knock us back down. Funny how you act surprised when we hit the ground. We're like dominoes, dominoes, dominoes falling. Araya was the most beautiful girl in this world. She shined like diamonds and rubies and pearls. But then, as soon as she turned 13, she forgot just how bright that it was that she gleamed. Stuck in the material world of magazines that glamorise fake and Photoshop beauty queens. Top 10 beauty tips making her feel inadequate. For the first time in her life, she felt ugly. So Araya stopped eating to lose weight. She spent her dinner money on some makeup for her face. But no matter how much she lost or how much she bought, she was never good enough, or so she thought. Araya felt she could never be loved. She started cutting her wrists and hiding her scars with gloves. At 16, an anorexic beauty queen, she collapses in a puddle of her tears and blood. 'Cause she never felt enough, she never felt enough. Your sellers told this lie that we must buy to keep in touch. We can never buy enough, never buy enough. All the riches in the world come by a sense of self-love. Funny how you act surprised when depression's levels rise, when you force feed inadequacy straight into our eyes. Television shows that praise the beautiful people, and talent competitions that just laugh at the feeble. Billboards, magazines, people.
I hate to stop it in the middle of this, but man, like it just made me think about like the fact that like, again, we're going backwards in time, guys. Like we if you think about the overall messaging of this, right? Like we all can agree that we, especially in more Western societies, that they push inadequacy on the youth that way, and it affects them in the most like in the parts where they're like the most susceptible to that. When you care the most about like peer pressure, when you care the most about what everybody thinks about you, like you have to learn to not give a fuck. You have to learn that those people don't matter. And that takes time. It takes a long time to really get comfortable with the idea that those people, and like when they judge you that way, that it doesn't bother you. And some people never get over that, ever. And like I said, so like, you know, we can all agree that, right? But didn't we go through a time when we were like celebrating all those people, and we were celebrating like that any size, you know, is beautiful. And we did all that. And what did people do? They laughed at it. They didn't, you know what I mean? Like it was criticized and pulled down. Like people are going to pull down the beauty in everything, no matter what we do. And the things that people have like had the least amount of pushback against are the things that hurt people the most. Why was there such an outcry against like the idea of like plus size models being beautiful? Like why did we have like some movement to like try to tear that down? Why isn't there a movement right now to try to tear down how companies and organizations and magazines and billboards and all these things pressure kids today to be perfect because they want to sell them something? They want to sell them a product that will make their wrinkles go away, or they want to sell them like some makeup that'll make them feel that much more beautiful. But I don't know, man. I've always been drawn to naturalness. You know what I mean? I've always been drawn to authentic realness. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people are. But you get caught up in the idea that like you have to be a part of these things. You feel so isolated being out there on your own, like being the one girl who doesn't wear makeup, or being like the one guy that doesn't do what every other jock does. You know what I mean? Or every other guy around him does. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to be different. We don't celebrate individuality like at all. We don't. Like, you know, we do on our channel. We do here on the Foxtrot channel, you know, and the Foxtrot family. We do. You know what I mean? But we as a society, like, we don't celebrate individuality at all. We don't uplift those people. We like to try to find a way to tear them down because we don't understand it, because they're different, or they're funny, they look weird to us, that we don't understand what they're doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's when I hear stories like the one Ren's telling right now, is like, you know, I've only just seen this play so many times with so many people, and it's heartbreaking. You know what I mean? Like we pressure young men and women to be certain things, and in this particular case, we're talking about women. So we pressure them to be like little perfect people. You know what I mean? They have to, like, you know, because they have all the youth, they have to be perfect. You know what I mean? And like, it's a lot of pressure when people should just be figuring themselves out. You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck does anybody as a teenager give a shit about makeup? But like, they get younger every year. Like, there's 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds out there wearing makeup and shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't have any problem with, you know, girls that want to do that. But at the same time, like, where is the desire and the need coming from? Is more that the conversation around that is like, is it coming from a healthy place, or is it coming from a place like you feel inadequate, that you feel like you need to like perfect yourself, or that you need to make that part of yourself better? You know what I mean? Like, I think it's important for us to accept people for who they are and accept their flaws. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has something that they're self-conscious about, and there's a lot of people that have, you know, they're self-conscious about their entire being. You know what I mean? So it's important to tell people that they're beautiful inside and out, and for them to really believe that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we are all people, and I think that makes us beautiful in the first place, is the fact that we're just even here and we exist. You know what I mean? Some of us just are born with some better genetics than other people. You know what I mean? But it doesn't make them any better or worse than us. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been on a tangent, but Ren does it to me. You know, simple guitar beat, man, but we're over here talking.
Politicians that just laugh at the feeble. Billboards, magazines, people turn to plasticine, molded like a factory. We're growing up to fear, feeling ugly. It's lunacy, and not even a community. Cause insecurity breeds judgment, judgment breeds hate, no unity. And hierarchy based upon aesthetics is what makes a kid in school get bullied for genetics. And I felt so ugly growing up. The way that I look sometimes got me beaten up. I mean, what the fuck sort of culture do we live in, when we're defined by the shape of our face, when we're ashamed by the size of our waist, when we're imprisoned by the form that we take? And so we keep buying and spending. That's just how this story goes. You build us up just to knock us back down, and we just keep falling like dominoes.
Oh man, he gonna end it with like the whole little spoken word thing at the end there too. Ren always knows how to just take it that much further. You know what I mean? Like every time, just like a little bit further. Where he just gonna end you on something to make you marinate on it for a little while. And I'm kind of proud of myself, man. I feel like hashtag Johnny was right, because he totally just like said everything I was thinking like right afterwards. So yeah, I feel like I got this one. I feel like I vibed with this one and connected with this one, right? So yeah, good. I'm proud of myself today, man. It's been a good Sunday. It has been a good Sunday. Yeah, overall, love this song. Love the message. Again, you know, Ren doesn't tend to miss with me a lot when it comes to really get me to like think about things in life. I think that's what is so great about his music is there's always kind of a message behind it. It's not just, you know, even if it's a love song, it's a love song on a whole different level. You know what I mean? Like, you know, there's always some sort of like deeper message behind like his storytelling, and I think it's important. I think it's important. I think what he does is important, and what he represents is important. So I'm never gonna turn down a request. I think for a good buddy Ren. I always love getting into a Ren reaction. So thank you, Adiva, again for the request. Shout out to you. And yeah, that's all I got for this one. Be kind to a stranger today. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't, join the Foxtrot family. There's always room for you.